When it comes to holidaying in Ireland, Dublin is without doubt the most popular location, followed number 2 by the Wild Atlantic Way, and number 3 the ancient Near East. But there's an area of Ireland that often gets overlooked, and really it shouldn't, because it's great. Where's that? It's the Midlands. You've got Westmeath, you've got Roscommon, and you also have Longford, which is where I am this week, staying in one of the finest hotels in the region, the Viewmount House. So come on with me and we'll check it out.
We're in Viewmount House since about moved into the house in 1990. Myself and James bought Viewmount House and moved into it in 1990. We were already living in Longford, originally from Granard in County Longford, which isn't that far away from us here. And when we moved into the house, it was, let's say, pretty neglected. But we worked quite hard on it for a number of years, just trying to get the basic things done, like heating and plumbing and the roof and things like that. And we eventually started to keep guests in '98. When we started, we had only 6 rooms in the main house, and then before we opened the restaurant in 2008, we reckoned we should need extra rooms because we wanted to open a restaurant that would be serving good food and give people a good experience of food. Gary O'Hanlon is our chef. He's with us since 2008. He works on the restaurant now, the programme The Restaurant. He's the guy that helps everybody, the celebs, with their starters. It's great exposure for us here at Viewmount House. I would describe our menu as French/Irish cooking. We change our menu seasonally, which is good for guests, and you need to change it seasonally, like with, say, venison and lamb and that type of thing. Georgina Campbell would have watched us progressing over the years. She gave us Sunday Lunch of the Year in 2012. She gave us Restaurant of the Year 2014. And equally, Gary, because he's such a good chef, has won quite a few awards with the Restaurant Association of Ireland, the Food and Wine Awards. So all of that accumulates, keeps our profile up and attracts people to us to stay, eat, relax. We have collected pieces of art over the years. It's been interesting going to auctions, trying to pick up art and get it fitted in to the different areas. And people, people appreciate it, and they will ask you, where did you pick up such and such a thing? But it's some local artists as well. We have a few pieces by local artists. The house goes back to about 1620. It was originally owned by Lord Angier, or Angier. So he was an absentee landlord. He had a little castle down at the end of Longford town, and he was actually the first person who started to design the streets in Dublin. Well, in around, I suppose, the county generally, we have, there's a very interesting place out in Keena. It's called the Corlate Trackway Interpretive Centre. It's where there was an old trackway dating back to 148 BC, and it was discovered in 1984. And there is an interpretive centre there now, and there's a whole history about how people got across the bog, and this trackway is preserved. There is very, very good guides there, very knowledgeable guides there to talk to people about the whole bogland going back to BC and the fauna on the bogs and all that type of thing.
One of the main selling points of Viewmount House is without question their restaurant, VM Restaurant. Why is that? I'll tell you why. Because the man in the kitchen is none other than celebrity chef Gary O'Hanlon from TV show The Restaurant. And his work in the kitchen has carved out a little bit of a niche for VM as one of the best restaurants in the Midlands. Very excited to check it out. That famous Irish tradition of one more drink can be practiced pretty much anywhere in the world. And sure, why not Longford? And the place that I'd recommend to have that one last drink is Tally Ho. Right in the centre of town. It's got beautiful original fittings from 1875, and it's been the Digan family since 1948. And I tell you what, they've got a great pint of Guinness. Cheers. Cheers. one of my very favourite features about Viewmount House is their gardens. All around the house itself, set in about 3 3/4 acres of land, there are beautifully manicured various different types of gardens. I'm in the Japanese garden at the front of the house at the moment, and I've got to say I'm really impressed with it. It's absolutely beautiful. And on a sunny summer's day, all right, it's not that sunny today, but on a nice summer's day, it's peace personified. Longford's landmark building is St Mel's Cathedral, located right in the heart of town. On Christmas Day 2009, the cathedral was destroyed by a fire in the early hours of the morning. The restored cathedral reopened in December 2014, and it really is a very bright, airy, spacious and modern looking construction. The Harry Park Studios designed stained glass windows in the transepts are undoubtedly the highlight. Longford town itself is a quite short linear settlement with a lot of various different bars, restaurants and businesses, and one of the best shops, which is actually shortlisted for best shops in Ireland by the Irish Times in 2016, is a place called Fabiani's. Now, it's actually a women's shoe shop, and I'm obviously not buying too many women's shoes for myself, but they also have a very good coffee shop inside, which you can see right behind me, with a Croatian barista here. And they also run a number of pop-up events in the coffee shop as well. They have live music on the last Friday of every month, and they can get up to 100 or 200 people in the shop for that. And they also run daily yoga sessions for men and women as well. So if you're looking for a little bit of R&R while you're on your break in Longford or up in Viewmount House, Fabiani's is definitely the place to get that. Longford is also located a short drive from the River Shannon, where in Lanesborough you can check out those beautiful waterways. And my final tip is to see Loch Ell, just across the border in County Westmeath, and without doubt one of the most scenic sights.